Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Friday night press conference reaction. There's apparently a game going on as well, England apparently, but they're 4-0 up, so that's absolutely not important. And anyway, out of tournament football at international level just shouldn't exist. It doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant. That's what I think anyway. But welcome in. We're here, in case you don't know what we do, we take what Cookie says in the morning from the morning's press gathering. And we put our Talking Town spin on it. It's been a busy week this week for Ipswich Town. We've had the Oldham flatness, the old boys revisited in Culture United, and subsequent progression. I know. Progression in a cup, the Papa John's Cup. We've got West Ham being bad boys, and the second place finish turning into winning the group. Winning the group, ladies and gentlemen. I know, absolutely. We've got Iddy getting a 2-year deal. We've got a new coffee company with club with fridge and a pig. It's been a busy old week at town, but the first thing I must tell you all is this week's Prediction League is up and running. You've got 4 fixtures. I need 4 correct scores, 3 points for the correct score. There are the 4 games. So you have a new coffee club with fridge, new stadium improvements at Fortress Portman Road. I can't wait to see them tomorrow. They're looking forward to getting to that North Stand, getting ourselves set up at the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue and looking at the new and improvements. It really looks good from all of the pictures that we've seen online. But now, of course, we must transition from the week to the weekend with the press conference reaction, the show that takes Cookie's comments from the morning press gathering and puts the fun, banter, laid back TT spin on it that only Rich and Matt can do. Let's be brutally honest. That you may love us, you may not, but we will always give you everything. We'll always give you the best banter, the most informative podcast, we hope, on Ipswich Town. And the chat is already going really, really busy. We love it. We've got Emerson saying, great initiative by the club. Obviously, FPR, Pack Out Portman Road. We're heading in the right direction on and off the pitch. Welcome in, Neil. I hope you're well, Neil. Matt Stannard, welcome in. And, of course, the most important and best news, the GOAT will be at Portman Road tomorrow. He has made a full... well, perhaps not a full recovery, but he's made a recovery. He has passed a fitness test, and he will be among us tomorrow, which is absolutely beautiful to see. And the chat is now telling me it's 5-0. You know what? I'm just gonna get Matt straight in here because I want to tell Matt how absolutely bloody irrelevant I think these pointless games really are. Matt, they're bloody irrelevant, mate. They're pointless. What are we doing? Wasting our time.
I'd never thought about this until you said, why don't they just do it like the Cricket World Cup a few months back? Just get the big teams in and let the little ones fight it out. Yeah, I totally agree with it. I totally agree with it.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when England didn't qualify for a major tournament and the whole country was just flat and no one cared about the tournament? Now, think about the money that must have potentially cost the tournament, not having a major country. You know, no disrespect. We should not be putting our players such as Harry Kane and co out against Albania or San Marino. Like,
is it still the first half?
I've got no idea. Honestly, I've got no idea. No idea.
Well, they kick off 8 o'clock, 7:45.
I'd have thought so. Kane hat trick. I mean, not only does it pump up their international stats, But one slip and he does his cruciate ligament and that's him out of a tournament. It's
yeah.
What are we doing? In no other sport would you get.
I was thinking like the other day, right? This is the World Cup, of course. It's going to be next Christmas, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Weird. Yeah. Don't agree with that. What does everyone think in the comments? I don't agree with that.
The World Cup, I'm fully on board with. It's just this pointless progression stuff they make teams go through, you know. And
isn't Qatar the size of a city?
Well, there you go. Anthony still cares more about the World Cup than the Pizza Cup. Well, you know, talking about the Pizza Cup, Matt, Papa John's opponents will be at home. We've got Chelsea on the 21s, Arsenal on the 21s, Charlton or Stevenage. Who do you want, my man?
Well, we need to steer clear of these under 21 teams. We keep losing to them. So steer clear of them.
True.
I don't know.
That is true.
That is true. What did everyone think? Did you think we played well in the week?
Well, we'll get into that a bit later on. But I was asking primarily who you fancy. That's who we're going to be facing potentially.
I don't care.
No, I don't.
As long as it's not an under 21s team.
Well, if we get obviously the under 20 Arsenal, particularly under 21s, we might get a revisit of this.
It's absolutely embarrassing. We've just lost to teenagers.
Hopefully not the defeat, but we might get. It's absolutely embarrassing.
We owe them one, actually. Yeah, let's get Arsenal. We owe them.
We absolutely do.
I'll get back on this again.
Absolutely. Well, you may want to get on that tomorrow. And if you do, don't drive. Go with Ipswich buses. Go contact us on all routes. Obviously, they're a partner of Talking Town. Great fair value, great service. And of course, then you could help yourself to a nice little away day beer or three.
What country do you think that wine's from that I'm drinking there?
South Africa.
Romania. Romanians make wine? Who knew?
Renowned for their red wine is...
Really?
Well, no.
I think I'm a red wine connoisseur. I've not heard of any Romanian wine before.
Well, if you're a red wine connoisseur, this next gentleman is probably a Frosty Jacks connoisseur. Or super strength lager, whichever one you prefer. Richard Moss, welcome him. How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
He was probably writing a really evil message to me, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you saw there, him typing away furiously into the WhatsApp. Really? Frosty Jacks, how dare you? He was screaming.
Do you still have the podcast notebook, Rich? Is that still a thing, or did you fill it out?
Yeah, I've still got the notebook. I've got another notebook here. Can I give a plug, Martin? So obviously today we see the club drop the pack out.
Depends what it is, to be fair.
Tweet. So 3 games for 40 quid. So a guy called Matt Catty had tweeted saying he would buy someone who couldn't afford it, was struggling. He'd buy him some tickets. Brett Johnson got on it, and then another couple, and then I thought, I'll get on board. Kevin Ellis, who used to play for Town, you remember him? Left back.
Yep.
Afraid not.
So I put a tweet out. So far, we have got 26 people involved. So Martin's just done the sums. 26 times 40, 1,040 quid. So I think...
check that. Hang on.
It is because I've done the sums.
That is correct, that is correct. Yeah.
So if anyone in the chat or anyone watching back on this wants to get involved, just drop me a message on Twitter, direct message me, and I'll add you to the list.
Sorry.
Sorry,
I thought I was on mute. Sorry. I was laughing at you doing my mental arithmetic and bringing it to the show like it was fact.
You did a very important announcement.
What did you get in GCC maths, Martin?
Well, I was a finance manager before I, had to give up work because of my disability. So I was laughing primarily because I thought, fuck, I've got it right. After all these years, I actually know something.
He was an A-star student, Rich, I reckon.
No, I wasn't.
Not like you and me.
No, I couldn't tell you what I left school with because my mother-in-law would kill me if the world knew what I left school with. But I'm to be honest. But sorry, Rich. I've ruined your announcement.
Don't worry.
This
so
is
if
like
anyone else wants to get involved, I'm going to speak. Dan Palfrey's going to get on board because they'll probably have to sort the tickets because at the minute there's quite a lot of people. I'm hoping we can 26 people, and it's only been running about an hour and a half since I've done the little video. So if you're out there, you're watching, you want to get involved, fair enough. Just DM me. If not, and you're on Twitter, just retweet my message, and let's get as many people to the game as Stephen Parry, he's on the list. Lewis Robertson, Matt Stannard are on there. Mark Rattle's on there. So Sarah Davis is on there. So yeah, hands up, fair play to everyone who's helped so far. So if you want to help, get involved.
Really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Rich. Well done, mate. Well done.
Man of the people, me.
Well, talking of which, James Norwood this week's been transfer listed, and I thought I'd get the thoughts of his biggest fan, Richard Moss. Richard,
like you tweeted last. What did you tweet last night, Matt? What did you?
I said, if you want exclusives, come to the Talking Town contributors. We were talking about this 3 weeks ago.
Cambridge away is when he first dropped it.
There you go.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. The three of us here are not his biggest fans, are they? I think that is probably common knowledge.
Speak for yourself.
I think when you look at his goal record against his Stephen Parry, yeah, you know it. When you look at his goal record against his games he's played, it is pretty decent. I don't think any of us can say it's not, but he's just not been fit enough. Because Matt, he was the marquee signing, wasn't he, under Lambert? He come with a big fanfare, 30 odd goals, 30 plus goals for Tranmere. Yeah. And the thing was, he was never injured.
True.
Yeah, came here, suddenly has a groin injury.
I don't think he was ever fit, was he, to start with when he came in?
It was a big jump to go from Tranmere to Ipswich, isn't it? Just in terms of, like, we've said this before, haven't we? You're seeing it in the squad at the moment. Haladki, Burgess. You're going from a small club, even albeit they're in the same division as us. It's different. It's a different culture. It's a different mindset. It's the facilities are different. The atmosphere is different.
Yeah, but I'm not like the facilities are different, but they're better. And like they play on a sandpit, we play on a football pitch. Like injuries not being a factor, then suddenly being a factor. It's true though. You saw Tranmere's pitch when they were in our league last year. It wasn't great at all, was it? But I just want to get Cruncher's quick, exclusive thoughts there regarding his best mate.
I think wherever he goes, he'll score goals. It's just if he can stay fit. Where will he go? Will he go to a Division 1 club?
I didn't like the signing. I didn't like it, and I'm on record of not liking it. I'm on Radio Suffolk of saying I don't like the signing. On the fans thing we did.
Why did you like it? Why did you not like it?
I think I said if this was the marquee, then we were in bigger trouble than I felt. I just felt it. It was a big jump for a guy that I had reservations about, and I'm being truthful. Maybe I was just putting my neck out there, and I didn't know much about the player, so I was putting my neck out. You got 50-50 chance of being right or wrong.
He could have gone to the championship. Hull were in for him as well, We outbid them on wages.
He should have.
Look, it's best for all parties if he moves on now. And look, good luck to him wherever he goes. I hope he goes somewhere and scores some goals.
That's a prime example though of what's better: one player earning whatever he's earning, and what he earns is none of my business, and what one man earns is down to him. Or is it better to have 2 or 3 players on that same amount of money that give you do you know what I mean? Because obviously when he wasn't fit, he was the biggest outlay, if you want to say that. And then we had no one there because obviously the money was going in one direction. And do you know what I mean? So it comes into this whole salary cap build in like the NFL, where do you play one guy extortionate and then have no depth, or do you go with depth players and have no real stars?
Yeah. I suppose when we signed him, Matt, no one knew that he was going to have the injury problems that he's had.
Oh no, of course they didn't.
I was quite excited by him signing because of the goals he'd scored. And do you remember on Twitter now it was like announced Norwood, and they did that big piece of content, and they said Norwood announced or something. So there was a buzz around him, but I don't know. It's going to be difficult. He's going to have to take a massive wage drop wherever he goes, I would say.
Yeah.
People talking about Wrexham, they ain't going to match the wages he's on.
Well, jumping back a minute then, Matt. Pack out Portman Road. That's the hashtag. Pack out Portman Road. 3 games in the run-up to Christmas for £40. Sunderland, Lincoln and Wickham. Obviously, you've got Cruncher's wonderful situation and gesture going on there. Season ticket holders will be rewarded with a team card bonus as part of the scheme, which could earn up to £37.50. Now, team card points, I didn't even know they said it existed, and I'm still not quite sure what they do. But I'm going to ask you.
WhatsApp, didn't I?
I asked on Twitter, which is a big mistake. But I still don't know. And apparently,
don't put it out on Twitter, mine. Don't put.
I've already done it. I've already asked. Fuck it. Well, so I'm not moaning about the situation. I just want to know what I can use these team card points on
in the shop, basically.
Which is what I found out. Which anyway, I'll leave my thoughts till Sunday.
This is like your dream world for Rich, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah, that's why he's doing the initiative. He's like, what's the mod team
coming in? I think the kids can get. I think it's up to about £19.50. Look, it's decent. I think they said the points will be from the 5th of January, but he's got to spend them by the end of January.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
So it's fair enough. It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me if I got nothing back and the stadium was full. It wouldn't worry me at all.
I'm not asking you because I knew you'd say that because you're basically blue without the costume. Thoughts on this then, Matt? Good idea. Is it?
You've been looking at that costume, by the way, Martin. That joke. What was it? Your clown's costume.
Clown.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Mr. Tumble. Thank you very much.
Don't get me.
And I'll even do some Macathon with it. I've been learning Macathon with my boy. Anyway. Was it falling way short with the team card points offering, Matt? What do you think? What's your thoughts? Bear in mind, I know what the WhatsApp said this morning.
Yeah. That's because I haven't read it. But we've sent it to him. I think it's good, and they've chosen, and this shows you the kind of nous that Ashton's got, isn't it? Because they've chosen 3 really critical games against quite big opposition over that Christmas period. You know how quick the games come over Christmas. Suddenly you're flying up the league if you're in mid-table. So I think the timing of it's really good. I think it's a good initiative. My only bugbear is these things are always weighted towards.
Oh, Paul Bird. What a guy, look. What a guy.
There you go, Paul Bird. There you go. That's 1,080 now.
He was in there so quick. He got the early word, did Paul Bird.
I would just like to see, and I think the 10 points is good. And like you say, if you get £37.50, that's enough for one of them copper retro shirts, whoever it might be.
Brilliant.
Quite like them. Red and black striped one, maybe.
Not for me.
Richard's got that. But I would also like to see season ticket holders get something throughout the season rather than just at a festive time. Like I've said before, why can't we have EFL trophy games in our season ticket? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you can do technically, can't you? Because you can redeem it on tickets, I think, as well. So
can you do it on tickets? You do it on streams.
Well, Matt Stannard says you can activate them, convert them to shirts, food, and drink. So possibly also tickets as well. I don't know. Matt says also if we do donate the team card points, could put them in towards a TT end of season box. Look at that. Love the idea of that.
Matt was discussing this at Oldham.
Matt will suddenly come round there.
We see them boxes, didn't we, Matt? Where we sat on Saturday.
Yeah.
They get some people in them boxes, don't they?
Yeah.
I think the season ticket issue is a result of how many football teams there are in this country. Like most of them aren't solvent as a business, let's be honest. And there's more clubs, more choice, more fans or less fans in this case. You're taken for granted, I suppose, a little bit. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see some kind of loyalty scheme for season ticket holders. So, I don't know, people have been going since, like Collins era or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Well, those guys for their loyalty, they put thousands into the club. I'll put millions in just buy the shop.
Yeah, that could be an idea for maybe season ticket renewal dates. Like with I think it's with the Nationwide, they give you different interest rates depending on your membership of how long. So if you've been there a member for 5 years, you'll get, say, I don't know, 0.5%. 5 to 10%. It changes on per your. So if you're Colin, for example, you might get, I don't know, say 10% off your season ticket. But it's still, it's a thank you for being a season ticket holder for every year since.
Do you remember when they used to do them deals when if we got promoted, we get a free season ticket the next season?
God damn it, that's why it didn't happen. Everything on the outlay.
He did. Anyway, right. We have got some great offers. Stephen Parry's good offer. I'm trying to arrange to get into the Plymouth game home game. See my dad too. Love that. Nice. Colin said literally thousands, Matt.
Exactly.
Matt. And what are the first team players been in a wrestling ring? Oh, those are the heady days. Remember those? James Norwood giving rock bottoms. Chris Boyd, I thought of him like yes, he may well have been. Chris Boyd, I thought of him like a Kiefer Moore. Sorry, get someone who is on fire at lower level, give them a chance. Shame it didn't work out. Yeah, it's always a shame it doesn't work out. You always hope it does work out. And
well, who thought Kiefer Moore would ever go on and play in the Euros for Wales or whatever it was?
Well, that's because but if you keep increasing the teams you're allowed in the tournament, Matt, eventually you'll get
That's what he said earlier, right? Yeah.
Barry Mason, the carpenter from San Marino, playing in the tournament. So great player by all accounts. Yeah, I don't know, I never met him, but if there actually is a Barry Mason up front for San Marino, I do apologise. It wasn't.
I see last night. Did you know I see last night? I went and watched Town under 16s. in the Suffolk County Cup at Haverhill Rovers. As I was driving out, who was walking to his car, Matt? Lee O'Neill. I nearly drove left and crunched him. I thought maybe not.
Fair enough.
Geraint Williams was there. Geraint Williams was coaching
from the halfway line.
Yeah. 5-0. Some
Yeah.
impressive youngsters they got there for Town. Very good.
Who's
it
the
a
manager
5-0,
of
is it?
16s then? Is that Williams, is it?
He was involved. What's his name was there? Erdem Ate, the 18s manager.
Yeah.
But they've got some really good kids. I've got a couple of names for you. Rio Morgan.
Good name.
He's an under-17s Northern Ireland international. And they had a lad called Manny Okunwa, played in the centre midfield.
Nice.
Good. But they're all good players, Matt. And I suppose they got to try and impress because this is their last year, isn't it, before they make a decision on them if they get the... Yeah, so...
Yeah.
But they're not all going to make it. They
No.
won't all make it, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, good luck to those lads, yeah.
That's the way it goes sometimes, though, isn't it? 5-0, did you say?
5-0 to Town, yeah.
Wow, that's comprehensive. That's a comprehensive win. I love that. Right. On to the press conference then. Scott Fraser and Paul Cook spoke to the media ahead of tomorrow's game against Oxford. Before I do, a very warm and sincere thank you to all of our Talking Town Fifth Stand members. Don't forget you can support us through.
Where's Big Dave? Is he in there yet?
Hasn't been updated yet. Shh. Keep your bloody mouth shut. Shush. Yeah, thank you to all of our TC Stand Fifth Stand members. Even though you're not on there, we do still sincerely thank you for your support and keeping the lights on and keeping the platform able to run. Right, Scott Fraser had this to say. I class myself as an attacking midfielder, whether that plays. And if you look at my stats over the last few years, you'll see how good I can be. I feel I still have a lot to show here. I want goals, I want assists, I want to create chances. And with the squad I'm part of here, I have no doubt they will come. And then he went a bit further on in terms of playing in the two-man midfield midweek in the Papa John's game. You're starting attacks more than finishing them, which is probably that part that I've done more over the years. It was an opportunity for me to get on the ball and show a different side of my game, and I'm glad I did. So, Rich Fraser, you were there at the game. Good performance midweek, and where does he fit in terms of the plans, and how much can he, can we get him going the same way we can Pickett? Because this is a player that came with such a huge reputation, and we've kind of
he's been a bit stop-start, isn't it, for him? He had an injury. I was impressed with him Tuesday. He obviously played in that bit of a deeper role. I think he's clever enough to play anywhere across the midfield, Martin. I know he's a 10, he said he's an 8, didn't he, at MK? He's not going to play a 10 at ours because you've got Selena, who probably start tomorrow, and we've got the embarrassment of riches, haven't we, really? We're overloaded in that area of the pitch. Tomorrow, we'll get to our 11s probably later on. He played for me on the left-hand side. Right. Selena will be the 10 tomorrow, and they can interchange. And I think he's a really clever footballer. He's not, for a wide player, he's not got the pace, has he? To play out there. But I think he's.
So why are you playing him there?
Because I think he's good enough. I think he offers more than Kyle Edwards does. Because Kyle Edwards is another one. If he plays tomorrow, he really needs a performance because we can't keep saying he's very talented. He's got tricks, he's quick, but there's no end product. And Fraser has showed so far when he has played that he's got a goal in him, he's got a pass in him, and he can create something. So that's why I'd play Fraser tomorrow out there.
Matt, do you think that's a bit like, round peg, square roll? Square roll, because he's not a left winger in a million years.
No, why is he not getting a look in at number 10? I don't really get it. At least give him an opportunity. Has he actually played there yet? I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't think he has. No, I don't think.
Did anyone?
Doncaster, he went there, didn't he? He went there, and Selena went wide, didn't he, in the second half?
Did anyone play that well on Tuesday? Was it Tuesday? I could have dealt with that performance had we not drawn with Oldham. We've actually played 2 League 2 teams now and scored 1 goal in 2 games. Haven't beaten either.
There you go. Look, Mike D and Lewis Knock.
No one's disputing how classy he is, though. It's whether or not he's the most effective left winger.
It's about impact, isn't it? We've spoken about his impact before. I don't feel like he makes much of an impact over there for me. At least, I know you were saying that when we were sat together at the Oldham game, Rich, but at least Edwards gets on the ball. He runs at players.
There's nothing at the end of it, Matt.
So is there
You've got to have
something
some end products.
So is there something different you can do with the players you've got already, just in a different combination? So maybe Selena moving out wide to the left and Fraser coming centrally.
Well, that's what I would probably go with, but it doesn't look like. But I just think they're interchangeable. If you play both of them, they can change while they're in the game.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be you're playing there. You can.
Everyone does seem to gravitate towards that number 10 role, don't they? Like in the Oldham game, was it Chaplin and Selena were both in that position at one point?
They wanted to play there. The other night, you had Chaplin, Fraser, and Selena on the pitch. And they could all play there.
Yeah. Did you think it was a good performance then Tuesday? 0-0 against Colchester.
I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the game for 0-0. I didn't think it was an outstanding game, but I enjoyed it. There was a decent crowd there, a decent atmosphere. It might not come across on the iFollow. On another day, we'd have beaten them 2-3-0, Matt. But I was a bit disappointed in Colchester because at the time, that was probably a game they needed. Well, we didn't know about West Ham, did we? We were going to be chucked out. But that was a game they needed to win. And they had like 9 men behind the ball.
I'm really pleased West Ham got chucked out. I'm really pleased West Ham got chucked out. Remember they scored that penalty at the end? Ran over doing that. They're like that. Unlucky.
Well, they still won. That's not been taken off.
Last laugh.
but on the Cole U game, Rich, Cook said it's quite ironic. 2 of our best performances at home this year have been Newport and Colchester. We're a free scoring team. We haven't scored near the game and lost one, drawn one, which is quite amazing as a coach or manager. I really enjoyed the game Tuesday night, same as you. No different from the Newport game at home. You come away from games like that thinking, how have we not won? 2 of the best performances this year at home have been Newport and Colchester. Did you agree with that statement?
I think you might be stretching it a little bit there. Just a little bit. The Newport game, how many attempts on goal? We had about 23 attempts that game, didn't we?
It was,
that was one of them games when you can do everything and you sit there and you know that you're not going to score. You just know it's not going in.
Yeah.
But the other night, the first half there, Piggott could have probably had a hat-trick.
Hit the bar, didn't he?
A sharper Joe Piggott, he probably gets himself a couple of goals. And
no one rated him. No one rated him on the show after.
No.
Well, I did. I'm sticking up for him. You can't just...
Yeah, I was.
Just write him off.
Judge him on one game, can you?
He's played about 15 minutes in about 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Normally, people coming on telling us we're wrong. You need to stick with it a bit longer. And this time it was us saying, well, I don't know if I agree about that. I think it's better.
Isn't it, mate? It's very difficult. He's not a robot, is he? And we know he's had some personal issues, and it's difficult to go.
Really funny guy. Have you seen the Coffee Club yet, Matt? Tonight?
No, I haven't watched it.
Watch it. Joe Piggott, great character.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, brilliant character.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about how good of a character he is. I want to just see him scoring goals at Fulton
Road.
Well,
we wanted him to play. We wanted him to start the Oldham game, didn't we?
He'll start the replay. I'm pretty sure he'll play Tuesday night at Oldham away.
You got your ticket?
Do you want to know who's getting my ticket for me?
Lee Bayless.
The main man, the king.
Oh, is he?
Toto's getting us tickets.
Oh, hello. You're in the director's box now.
Shout out Toto. I do not want to hear a bad word against him on this platform ever again.
You've said most of them over the years. Neil Perks, he's an upgrade on Bennett's. Misunderstood. I'll go through the archives. Bob the Nod. Fraser will be good as a number 10 floater. If he had license to wander into pockets, Cook's system is quite rigid. Might do at least having a penalty shootout is decent experience for them. Could come handy should we end up in the playoffs.
I don't think that would any relevance. A shootout against Colchester. We were sat there. Normally, when you have a penalty shootout, you're like on the edge of your seat. Nah, didn't really matter, did it?
Selena's penalty was good, wasn't it? Very cool, calm, collective, wasn't it? But at the end of the day, we've beaten them because they hit the post.
Yes. Yeah. Well, people say Pickett should have a hat-trick. I don't remember having that many clear-cut chances in that period that you were describing.
Yeah, the offside one, that was good finish.
He's offside, don't count, does it?
I'm just saying, wasn't it? Yeah.
I know, but you can't say you should have scored a hat-trick and then say the first chance you say is the offside chance.
The thing is, a lot of people were berating him a little bit, saying he was always offside. Hang on, Macaulay Bond, Matt. How many times was he offside last Saturday against Oldham?
Oh, loads. Yeah. We can play.
There you go. So let's just give him a bit of a chance.
Philps made a career of being offside.
Literally,
a career of it. He could have.
What was the guy for AC Milan? Inzaghi, born offside, wasn't
he? Yes, he was.
Is he manager there now?
He might be actually one of the Inzaghis. I think. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who's manager of like Newport, let alone a manager of somebody in Italy. I know Mourinho's at Roma, but that's only because it's Mourinho. Might be all right. Crunch, trying to see some light in a pile of poo. Said that on Tuesday. Emerson, the same guy missed the penalty, missed the open goal. Was a poor penalty.
They should have scored it.
They put the tweet out on the Colchester United Twitter feed. It was like he was a 19-year-old lad, and they were trying to make out like he'd missed the penalty in the bloody Euros final. It's the fucking Papa John's trophy. Come on.
Were you? Yeah. All right.
Hold on. Once we get to Wembley, though, it won't be just the Papa John's. Will it? I got accused of glory hunting the other day. Oh, Matt will only go on Twitter. Matt will only go when they get towards Wembley. I still paid a tenner, to watch the game. I didn't miss it.
Yeah, but if you dig out the fans on a Sunday and then on the Tuesday you ain't even going yourself, you always walk that line.
I still saw the game. You could not watch the Oldham game. You couldn't watch it.
That is wrong, isn't it? How can that be right that's not been streamed anywhere? I just don't get that.
It's the rights, though, isn't it? It's the same with the Carabao Cup, wasn't it? That's why we had to go to Newport. The Durrants, welcome in the Durrants. Fraser's a class player. We're still in performing well now. It was a question of getting them both in the team somehow. I agree with that. I think they're both really good.
How many people are in the Durrants? It's the collective, it's a family.
Yeah.
They're commenting as a family. I wonder
how
many Durrants are there? I want to know.
Good question. I hope maybe one of them will answer. Lewis Knott, win this game tomorrow. We will be in the hunt for the top two. Mike D, Hully's worst kick we've ever had. Is Haladki second worst? Well, maybe. It's a bit harsh. I mean, if you're going to give Piggott a bye for being rusty, you've got to also give every player who's not played in a while, such as Haladki even, the same treatment, no?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And say, well, he's not played in a while.
Mike's been very harsh there, I feel.
He is. 7. Fucking hell.
7? They're all sat on the sofa together.
Not got a TV in their house, evidently.
I'm glad 5 kids.
Love that. Shout out the
Durrants. Yeah, I'm one of 5. Right, Matt, Fraser, next 3 games are huge. He says our next 3 games are huge. We're only 4 points off Oxford, so going into the game on Saturday, it's huge. But we just need to look after ourselves and make sure we keep doing what we're doing. Matt, are they huge?
I've heard this before. Stop the talk and start delivering on the pitch. We couldn't deliver against Oldham. We couldn't deliver against Colchester. What makes everyone think we'll deliver against Oxford?
Well, what is delivery for you?
Just going back to the pack-out PR, when we have a massive crowd at Portman Road,
we bottle it.
You know what happens.
Goes pear-shaped.
It does.
We bottle it.
Pack-out PR goes pear.
Yeah, we bottle it. Absolutely bottle it.
I don't like all this talk. Oh, if we do this, we should do that. If we can do this, we'll be in the top 6. They need to start. They've not performed well in the last 2 games for me.
So what is performing on the pitch? Is it 7 from 9? Is it 4 from 9 out of the next 3? What is your measuring stick?
Start putting back-to-back wins together. So in theory, we could put back-to-back wins together because the last league game was Wickham, right?
Yep.
Obviously, we've had 2 games in between. But it's like you said last week. They put up a great performance, then they serve a cow pat.
They do.
Now, we served a cow pat Tuesday, in my opinion. So can we put out a good performance tomorrow? But I don't know. It's just mindset, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be a big crowd tomorrow, isn't it? What are they saying? 20 plus, right?
20,000 plus, yeah.
Where were these people?
They've showed, Matt, about Oxford have won 5 and 6 in the league.
Good thing. Beat Morecambe.
That's what we need to be doing. That's what we need to be doing to climb up.
Exactly.
Well, we've won 4 and drawn 1 and lost 1. So it's that draw where you...
That was a win, though, really, wasn't it? They let that slip. Cost us.
Well, no, it's class as a draw, Matt.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. But it should have been 3 points. Let a 2-goal lead.
It's like it's like him saying Piggott should have scored that trick, and the first chance he gives me is when he was offsided. It's like
all shoulds and ifs. Exactly. The talk is cheap, isn't it? They've got to do it on the pitch. Then they're delivering off the pitch with pack out PR. Fantastic. Start delivering on the pitch. We've not beaten 2 League 2 teams, everybody. What makes you think we'll beat Oxford tomorrow?
We've not beaten a top 6 team since we beat Leeds United when we got relegated. At home.
Where Wickham?
We're at Hull.
At home.
Oh, at home.
Oh, at home.
At Portman Road.
No,
yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Wow. Well, that's because we've been shit.
That's very rubbish.
Like, if you're shit, you're not going to beat top teams, and that's contender or pretender. But we've got Paul Bird, we're creating enough chance. We need a better conversion rate. Emerson says there was a stat on Twitter, I think from Statman. Last time we won in front of 200,000 or more. Last time we won in front of 200,000 or more, 14 attempts. Wow. Bod the nod. Next 3 games, match opportunity to put us right in the mix. Stephen Parry, if we perform, we can't ask much for more. Most of the time we'll win, but also that is the non-partisan message I'm ever going to read. I can't ask much more. Most of the time we'll win it, but if we don't, I love that. I love Stephen. He's just so positive. He could be in a burning building and he'd still be positive about it. He
Very
really
positive.
would.
He's very positive.
And it'd still be beeping at him.
Yeah. He likes it.
It's hardwired in. 7 from 9 or 4 from 9. What's the standard of performance you're measuring it by then, Matt?
What are the next 3 games then? So we've got Oxford.
Oxford. Rotherham is the last one, I believe.
Sunderland.
Thank you very much.
That's a tough run of 3 games right there, isn't it? Oxford, Sunderland, Rotherham.
Yeah. Wes Burns once said we'd win the league.
It's tough for them, Matt.
Is it Wigan after them? Is it Wigan
Tough
after
for them.
them?
I think so. Yeah.
Crew.
Crew on a Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, Crew. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
is it tough for them? Weren't tough for Oldham. Didn't seem that tough for Colchester.
Yeah, letting it go, is he?
Why are we looking on a negative? Why don't we focus on the last league game when we went to Wickham? Who'd won 8 games. Who'd won 8 games on the trot at home, and we swept them.
It don't get easy for me, because you've got you got Crew, then Charlton, who are obviously going to be a bit resurgent. You would have thought Wigan, and it go. It don't.
The thing is, you say about the last 2 games, Matt. It showed by the attendances, but half our fan base don't give a fuck about them games. We don't.
Right.
We had 8,000 turn up.
That's true.
If people were that worried about us performing against Oldham and against Colchester in the cup, they're getting their asses to Portman Road.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Forget pack out PR. I like the 8,000 at the Oldham game. I sailed into the town. I didn't have to queue. I got to the toilet when I wanted. I got home early.
I'll tell you what. If you think it's hard getting out of Portman Road, wait till we get about 28,000 against Sunderland. We'll be there for fucking hours. I'll tell you what it does mean. We'll get more people involved on the show.
That'll be good. That will be good. That really will. That really will be good. Yeah. Looking
stack to the statue. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Stephen Parry, Oxford are at the Papa John's. They came last. The thing is that I do question whether the EFL Trophy should even be a thing still. But
well, yeah, I do agree with that.
That's why I didn't.
Didn't
go.
No one really. Wasn't the crowd in the week one of the biggest crowds in recent years or something, other than the final? No one goes to it, do they?
Right, Matt, sticking with you, because you last time you were on, I think Sunday, you said consistency is our only consistency, or we said something along those lines. Well, Cook says teams improving and consistency has been a lot better. He said this: I was desperately disappointed to lose at Plymouth. If I'm being honest, I really felt it was a game that we shouldn't have lost. So it's a really, really tough question to answer because we were playing a little bit of catch up, and whenever you get a setback in catch up, it feels like you've done something wrong. I think the team is improving. I think the consistency post the first 6 or 8 games has been better. And long may it continue. So are you surprised to hear him say consistency is improving after last weekend's discussions? Do you feel it's improving?
Yes, I do. If you want to draw at home to League 2 teams, it's improving. It's improving. If you want to score 1 goal in 2 games against League 2 teams, it's improving. This talk is annoying me. We should have gone to Home Park and beaten them comfortably in front of their own fans. And that would put out such a massive statement. Okay, we did do that at Wickham in the end. But they're the games that will cost us. We've got to beat them top 6 sides. And we've got to beat Oxford tomorrow. We have to beat them. A draw is not good enough if we're to break into the top 6.
So do you think the consistency is improving or not?
No.
So when he says consistency is improving, what do you think of that? What's he trying to say there? That's... Because after last week, last Saturday, did he or did he not say our only consistency is our inconsistency? Yeah. And since then, you've drawn 0-0 on a penalty shootout. So what the fuck's changed?
It's just rubbish. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. Get this person in the comments out. Who the hell's this?
They always rock up about halfway through.
I don't get what Paul's talking about there, quite frankly.
Rich, do you?
We won our last game in the league, 4-1 at Wickham. Fantastic performance. Really, really good. We followed it up with 2 duds in cup competition, so I don't really get what he's talking about.
Rich, do you want to put
I'm back in 1 minute? Just keep talking.
Yeah, I'm just going to get some more wine. So, yeah, keep the show going, Martin, mate.
Oh, was he off?
I'm back. I'm getting more Romanian wine.
All right, Chris Boyd. Lammert proved that you can be in and around the playoffs. just by beating the bottom dwellers. No need to worry about top size. Trouble is, we blew the early season against the cannon fodder.
What's he got there? I can't
Oh,
even read
for
it.
fuck's sake!
Is it
Hashtag
snake?
positivity. He's done a mark. He's done a Peaky Blinder. Mark Tuxford.
Now, if you look at the last 10 league games, Matt, we're taking 2 points a game and we've took 20 points. Is that not consistent?
Over a run of games, I guess it is. But I don't know. I'm just going on previous performances.
He's got an Oldham and Colchester.
This
For
wine
those
is
at home,
this wine is
this
better
is
than Petrescu and Harji. Let me tell you that right now. They all
Mustafa
got like the
Hadji.
hair blonde at the World Cup.
For those that are at home, just so you know, this is what we've been contending with in the WhatsApp group for the last 20 to 48 hours. Normally, the negativity is reserved for me. That's my job. But I've been putting my feet up and watching Matt just take over for the last 2 days on the negative stuff. It's been...
And then every time Matt comments on something, Martin keeps commenting, "You're so negative."
It's so negative.
I'll tell you who to blame for the 1-1 with Oldham is Rich.
Who?
He goes, I've never been to Boundary Park. I would love it if it was a draw.
It's not my fault.
So angry at him. So angry at him.
Be careful what you wish for, everybody.
I'll be there Tuesday. I'll be making that drive up.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Right. Moving it on.
Do you think we've been consistent there, Martin?
Do I fuck? No, of course not.
No, it's a nonsense comment, isn't it?
Of course not.
Everyone's saying I'm being negative in the comments. I'm doing previous performances.
Well, you are being negative. I'm not going to disagree with them when you say
everyone
that.
Everyone in the comments, can we put hashtag positivity in, please, for Matt? Come on.
But you also have to take into account the team he put out to Oldham. And you almost, because it's the league team, you almost have to consider it as a league fixture in the sense of, well, you've drawn it. You've not won. You've just gone away and smashed Wickham. You should have been beaten Oldham. If it's 1-0 and it's a butt cheek goal, like, you have to win with that team. That's just,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just the way it is.
I enjoyed that game and the day, but yeah, it was disappointing.
Yeah, it was incredibly disappointing. So in that respect, you can't go away to Wickham, league, third place in the league. Everyone's going, oh, it's Wickham.
Wine D, what's in the wine, Matt? Fisherman's
Fisherman
special.
You're getting lots of this. Bellingham bad injury. There you go, Matt. As I stand top of the show.
Oh, right. Yeah. You did say that, didn't you?
There you go.
They're panning away. Yeah, the camera's panning
There
up.
you go. Playing in an absolute game that has no need to be played.
Oh, he's all right. It's not a bad injury.
It's not a bad injury.
You don't look too bad to me.
You
could get injured in training. You could get injured in training.
You can get. Yeah, I've never understood that. You can get injured in training. Absolutely.
Ian Marshall got injured in a fucking supermarket.
What's more consistent, says Ben Moore? Custard or our form? Depends who's making it. If I'm making it, it's not custard. I can promise you that. Rax Max Town comfortable win. Cup Smucks. Who gives a fiddlestick? Fair enough. Right, injury updates. We've got KVY. Cookie said this. It's not a bad injury. There's no long-term problem as far as we're aware, which is really good. And hopefully he can make the game tomorrow. On Coulson, he had his cards more close to his chest. You know how he does. I'm not going to go through every player like it's a press conference. I don't think he didn't say that bit. I just added that bit in. I don't think it's correct discussing player after player. You know that. I don't want to not tell you stuff. I'm quite an open manager until it's a press conference. Again, I've added that, not him. The squad will be picked from the players that are fit and available. Tom Carroll's training with the team at the minute. John's very close. That's John Nolan, by the way.
John's very close.
John Nolan, by the way, in case you forgot which John it is.
What's been wrong with him? What's been wrong with John Nolan?
I don't know. So, Rich, out of the four, who's the most vital we get back? How would you order them in terms of, if you had a football manager editor? Nolan, Tom Carroll, KVY, Hayden Coulson. If I gave you,
I've got an injury update. If you want an injury update on Hayden Coulson, I can give it to you.
Yes, please, sir. That's the most correct.
Slowly getting there. Was in to see the physio yesterday. This was on Wednesday. Can walk, put weight on it. Still swelling is massive. Gave him a portable massage gun to get the blood flowing.
Oh, lovely.
Like you were there.
So there you go.
Feedback.
I reckon he'll probably be a couple of weeks. I didn't agree with the fisherman on when was it Wednesday about getting rid of him. He's injury prone. Like you said, Martin, that was a contact injury. It's not as though he's pulled a muscle.
No, give it to me every day of the week. I'll have that over my left back. Going
great tackle.
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
tackle.
You want that.
One of them things.
You want that. So if I gave you the FM editor and you could have the players back as you wanted to, you could manipulate it. how would you have them back? Who's the most vital? Who's the least important? There's four
I think
players.
Coulson's the most vital, really, because KVY, he did play well at Wickham, didn't he? He had a great game. But Danasian's he won Player of the Month. So I can't really see if they're both fit. That'd be really harsh to leave Danasian out, wouldn't it, tomorrow? If KVY's fit, I think he couldn't do that.
Matt Stannard, by close, he means John is somewhere in the EU as opposed to the Antarctic cave where he was visiting Emir Hughes. Brilliant.
Yeah, but John Nolan's obviously bottom. Then it'd be Tom Carroll. KVY, I'd want him fit. And Coulson. Like Mike D, closely followed is correct, isn't it? You want everyone fit. Because this period, we're playing a lot of games at the minute. Saturday, Tuesday. We're going to need everyone. We've got a big squad, but you're going to pick up injuries. Interestingly, Matt, the other night, it was his other shoulder that he landed on. It wasn't the one that he dislocated at. Was that Shrewsbury, wasn't it, when he done that?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But the open manager, self-described, didn't know which shoulder when asked this morning. He said, I couldn't tell you that. I wouldn't know. Wouldn't want to say the answer without really knowing. Right. It's like, surely you've, like... What do you mean you don't know?
That's what's been a bugbear of mine in the dressing room after they go, what's wrong with so-and-so? Oh, I don't know. He's in the bleeding dressing room. You must know.
I've not seen him since hang on, is his leg hanging off?
Well, it's Friday now. That was Tuesday. I mean, you would have thought you would have checked in on the, So obviously he was holding that, I would have thought holding that back a little bit.
Do you remember
maybe it's
when
not
Lambert was asked how cold Skews was? He goes, don't know, haven't seen him for months. He's watching Antiques Roadshow, what he's bloody doing.
Well, there you go. I mean,
that's on fire tonight. What you got in that wine?
He is
Romanian juice, isn't it? It's good. It's good.
He
it's
is.
Called, if you want some, it's called Sanziana. It's good.
Santiana. Nice.
Sanziana.
I'll write that down to avoid it. Right.
It's good.
Matt, you were critical of the fans last week, so I wrote in my Suffolk news piece. I said that. Thank you very much. I said this. Saturday's going to be a tough game against a good side, and as a fan, you have to relish these opportunities. So we have to play our part. We must blow the roof off Portman Road, exactly as in our last league game against Wickham, when the noise was deafening. Now, you obviously, as I said, you were critical of the crowd. So you just said you like my column. Thank you very much. But how important is it to the plans? The 20,000+ play their part tomorrow and make Portman Road as a whole, all four sides, an absolute wall of noise that Oxford just do not enjoy playing at. A cauldron.
When's Portman Road been a wall of noise?
Well, this is it. This is the new era.
Man United won one when Fergie said, there was like 60,000 in the stadium. That's what it felt like. I don't know. Our fans go very quiet in the North Stand for me if it's like not going to plan or it's 0-0. No one really got vocal until they missed the penalty on Saturday in the Oldham game, did they? Then it come alive a little bit. It's up to, if you're going to go in the North Stand, you've got to start singing and get things moving. For me, I'm in the West Stand. We just want to chill. We want tea in a flask and we want sandwiches. It's up to you guys in the North Stand to get it going.
I really don't know why you don't go to the North Stand. You always seem up for a scrap. You always seem like you've got a bit of a, you want to get things off your chest. You belong.
Stand up. You've got to stand up in there, Martin, and he wouldn't be able to fucking see, would he?
Listen, you saw me stand up for the penalty save. I was punching the air. You two
You were getting rather excited there.
Yeah.
I was
that's not East or West Stand behaviour.
Well, I set the rules. I'm on the front row.
No, like in the cobbled. If I did that in the cobbled, they'd think I was having some type of fit.
Well, I did sit there the other night, Matt, when I sat the block along the other night, and I looked around me and I'm thinking, you can't get too Larry in here because you're going to probably get some people look at you a bit weird and say, can you sit down, please?
We don't have meal deals. We have M&S meal deals in the cobbled, at half time. Not just meal deals, darling. It's M&S meal deals, with the Percy pigs and the prawn sandwiches.
You got to be Larry. I've nearly fallen to my death plenty of times over the top of the Pioneer Stand. The top there.
Which, by the way, was built on top of the old West Stand.
We found that out, didn't we, in the end? Yeah.
Lee Anderson sent me a picture of it being built, so I must share it at some point. It's a great little picture. But yeah,
they had the middle block, didn't they? Did they have the middle block?
I'd have to look at the picture again.
My dad went down, and my dad was telling me the other day, Matt, he went down there and had his army medical at Portman Road when they were building. Yeah.
I like what they're doing outside talking to the North Stand, outside the North Stand, the Royal Stand. They put the banners up. as we said on WhatsApp, very American style. I'm sure the Americans are behind this. Where you celebrate the history.
They will be.
That.
Neil Perks, £5. Thank you very much.
Neil.
You can do the same as Neil and support the platform via our YouTube super chats or on Ko-Fi. Neil, thank you. But they are.
Neil's been messaging me. You haven't messaged me this week, Neil. What's going on? It's been too busy.
Well, he's realised what an idiot you are, probably. But that was sort of eventually. You've been negative anyway. He doesn't want that in his life.
Well, you can't argue facts, can you? We've drawn both games. Last 2 games.
It's true. It's true. I was going to say, though, Matt Slater obviously said when he was on the show back in the summer, ahead of the takeover, that they would come in, go for the low-hanging fruit, and making the match day experience is the low-hanging fruit, isn't it? It's the easiest thing to do, and
it's very good.
I do question some of the choices,
What do you mean?
The 1-1 this year Wednesday. Like, we've got all those great games in our history.
They've gone for the young. I was reading on Twitter. Glory Days Artwork had done all that. Big shout out. They've gone for the younger generation. A lot of this, Martin. So there is obviously they've got the 6-0 against Man U in there, haven't they?
Yeah.
But you're not going to keep everybody happy. Why does everyone moan about everything that we do as a football club? Just embrace what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, you can embrace what you're doing.
They're changeable. They can be
changeable. Are they?
Well, they're going to be up there forever, are they? You know, if we get promoted this year, be a picture of the team of the title or whatever.
I still think that the 91-92, I was thinking this today, Matt, that season gets overlooked for me. It
does. Great season. It's your favourite.
And big shout out, Frank Yallop at the game tomorrow.
Yeah, big shout out, Frank. Yeah.
Frank, where is my hoodie that you promised me when we done the pod? Still not arrived in the post. Actually, I messaged him earlier and he said, I said, do you fancy coming to the statue afterwards? He said, I can't because I'm at the game and my wife's with us and she's got a broken ankle.
Oh, Mike D, £5. Buying Matt some more wine. Yes, get him. So that's £5 Romanian wine. That's about 5,000 bottles.
I don't know. This bottle was free, by the way. I was given it. Yeah.
Was it a re-gift?
Rex Max. Matt sounds like the irritating neighbour.
I'm a very good neighbour, quite frankly.
Yeah, but he is probably right.
I would, if on bin day, I'll put other people's bins down their little driveway.
Yeah, but he probably is right with what he says here, Matt. You probably are the sort of person, the next time I'm having a party, it's either turn it off or I'll phone the police, or you put on, here's my band, here's my playlist, stick me on, or I'll phone the police. It's past 11 p.m.
We don't have any parties down here.
Oh, see? Saying that, Matt, my mum likes, she's listened to some of your music, not just Christmas telly.
She's liking it. She's liking the melodic.
You had a little listen yesterday when I was around there. I put it on YouTube. We're having a little
laugh.
Because Archie had never seen it before. Not sure quite what he made of it.
Did you hear that sentence? I put it on Run Around the other day and we had a little, and he tailed off. Where were we going with the end of that sentence?
I didn't say that. That's you. Come on. Be nice.
I'm just the host. I'm just pick up the points you both say and try and press you for more. That's all I'm here to do. Danny Allen. And I've got some of my own jabs to get back after a week long of you two giving it some in the WhatsApp group. Like at the start of the week, you're so negative, Martin. Oh, you moan about everything, Martin. You haven't got to go, Martin. It's like, all right, fucking hell.
What were you actually moaning at? Oh, he's moaning about the FA Cup, weren't you?
Yeah, Barrow. Waste of time. 280-mile round trip tomorrow to watch the Blues.
I want to see Barrow. Shout out Barrow.
Why?
I wanted it to be away. I wanted to go to Barrow.
I was there when they won the FA Trophy at Wembley. Great story. I like seeing these teams.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Anyway, lastly, Oxford. So this is now over to both you. We've got Cookie versus Robinson, and the mind games have already started. Robinson made some comments to the Oxford Mail about our playing style. He said it won't be as open as maybe we foresee. They'll be a bit cautious, and they'll know the turnover will be very good. When Cookie was questioned on this morning, he said, no comment. I've got the utmost respect for Carl Robinson. I've known him for a very long time, and he brings his side here tomorrow in a very good place. They're a good side, and I've got really good players and a good style. So, who starts? Who sits? Will we play it cautious, as Carl Robinson suggests, or do we not have that in us? And is it as vital as I wrote about? And what's a realistic point return from tomorrow? Is it 3 points? Is it 1 point? And what does it need to be in the game of catch-up? Does it absolutely 100% have to be a win? Obviously, come 5 p.m, we could be only a point outside those playoffs. You've both got a minute to say why we should win
Matt.
tomorrow if we should, what the team should be, what you're thinking ahead of tomorrow. We have got a clock. Matt, I believe
look
you're
at
going
this.
to... Yeah,
it's
I know.
It's
Don't
got
worry.
to be
Hang on. Don't worry. I'll start the timer
let's start again.
Calm down. I'm going to put you all. Hang on.
Oh, look in there.
I haven't frozen really. I was making out frozen. It's got to be a win tomorrow because this inconsistency thing's been going on for too long. We're never going to break into the top 6 if we're being inconsistent. So I feel like we've got to get 3 points. I feel like Oxford deserve a good thrashing as well. Do you remember they got to the playoffs? Didn't they lose the first leg like 3-0 against whoever it was? I can't remember. Cole Robinson, people talking about Cole Robinson in the chat there. He has applied for the Ipswich job a couple of times, I believe. So he's always wanted to be an Ipswich Town manager. But what kind of team would I start tomorrow? Walton certainly back in goal after Hackey's performance on Tuesday. I would probably actually start the team that beat Wickham and started the Oldham game, even though we couldn't beat a League 2 team. I would probably start them in front of 20,000 plus and see how they get on against a top 6 side. That's about it, really. Look, 4.
So you'd
3,
start
1.
You'd start the Oldham team despite not being able to beat Oldham.
Yes, I would. No, well, name me any better players that can get into that side at the moment.
Burgess won't play at left back tomorrow, Matt.
Well, Coulson's not around, is he?
Penny plays tomorrow.
Penny's not good enough.
Yeah, but if you don't use him tomorrow, you might as well bid him.
Well, just bid him and go out and get someone in January.
Right. So you've got Burgess at left back according to Matt. You've got no one better. Must be a win. Oxford deserve a hiding. Rich, it's going to be over to you now.
A hiding.
That's what he said. It's going to be over to you. Are you ready? Go.
Yeah. Oh, we're off. I don't think Oxford deserve a hiding, Matt. I think you have to respect them because they've been in the playoffs, haven't they, the last 2 seasons. It'll be a tough game tomorrow, but if you look at the league table, I think we're 4 points behind and we played a game more. So we don't really want to be losing tomorrow and being 7 behind and they've got a game in hand. So I do agree with Matt. You've got to win your home games. Tomorrow, I don't agree with Cole Robinson. We'll start on the front foot. The crowd will be up for it. Get an early goal. They're beatable. They're a good side. They've got some good players. I know we're big fans of James Henry. They've got Brannigan. They've got Matt Taylor, But we've got more than enough to beat this team. Penny plays at left back. Fraser plays on the left. Selina in the 10. 2-1 Town.
Does Piggott get any game time tomorrow? That's the question there, isn't it?
It depends how it goes. He doesn't start, does he, obviously?
No, but does he actually get in his game?
Why did you like Penny so much, Rich? What is Penny? Because you were moaning about him on Saturday.
Well, I'm moaning, but who else are you playing at left back? You're not playing Cameron Burgess when you're playing at home. He might be all right away, where we're a bit more on the back foot, but at home, Matt, we're going to have we're on the front foot and attacking, and going forward. So, who would you play at left back?
Burgess.
I wouldn't play Burgess, mate. And if you're going to play Burgess, you've got to play Edwards in front of him, haven't you? Because you ain't going to get, like you say, he's not going to get forward. So I think you would have to really attack him.
He's more of a stopper. He had a bad game the other night. He didn't play very well. Freddie Sears showed him a clean pair of heels a couple of times. He's not really impressed me, Martin Burgess. And we didn't sign him to play left back, Matt.
Hold on a minute. You said he was a potential captain.
Have you been? How many glasses of wine have you actually had?
You said he could be a captain. You and Colin. I remember on his debut.
The thing you've got to remember with Burgess,
I'm not writing him off.
but the thing you've got to remember with Burgess is this, right? He's come from Accrington Stanley, where he's played in the back 3. They play deeper. They're obviously not tasked to be on the front foot as often as Ipswich Town, you would have thought. So, like Tuesday, Freddie, they're playing a high line. He's part of a 2. That's not his game, particularly against a player with an ounce of speed. So at left back, particularly with Edwards in front of him, is it not more like a back 3 in that sense where you're asking him just to play the position that he knows, be strong? Obviously Wickham, we gave him a smashing and Burgess didn't hinder us that game. If anything, it probably made us a bit better. So surely you go, the team that finished at Wickham is the team that starts.
Yeah, that seems to make logical sense to me.
and smashes
I don't
Oxford.
dislike Penny. I just think he gives the ball away very
So
cheaply.
you're playing KVY then, Matt, if you're going on that.
Well,
Nassian.
Oh, see now
you could play KVY at left back, but we've never ever seen him there, so I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think you'd have seen it by now, wouldn't you? Certainly,
if he's 100% fit tomorrow, KVY, you could see him at right back, and Nassian could be at left back, possibly. If you see that, that says to me, Cook doesn't rate Penny.
Well, I don't rate Penny. So.
I know, I'm not his biggest fan, but I think you've signed him. Look, he's probably everything, Matt, that we were told, wasn't he, when we had the guy on from Sheffield Wednesday.
It's not that he's a bad player. It's just I don't think he's quite good enough. He's like Kenlock. He's just not quite good enough.
Not that he's a bad player.
He's not. He's professional.
He's just not good enough.
He's just not quite good enough for the Town. He wasn't good enough for Sheffield Wednesday, was he?
No. He's a left midfielder.
Maybe he's been played out of position, but
he's a left midfielder in a 4-4-2. He's very much.
Do you think he's got good delivery into the box? Do you think he gets some crosses in?
I do.
At the critical moments, do you think he's got a good cross? Is it Cresswell-esque? He can get that ball into the between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot.
I do. Sometimes.
Really?
I don't again next year. Probably no.
He's a bit hit and miss. I think he's a bit hit and miss, isn't he, sometimes?
Yeah.
He's not.
Harry's right. Very sloppy with the ball, Penny. I would agree with that. Yeah. But I support him. But I just feel like it's not quite good enough for us. Not quite good enough for the shirt.
All right. Round up. Tomorrow we are live from 1:55 at Sir Ralph, there from 1:30. So do pop along and say hi if you want to. Obviously, we hope you do. Sir Ralph Ramsey before the game and directly after the game. Score predictions then, please, gentlemen, ahead of tomorrow. Obviously, I'll ask you again in the pre-match show. We've heard the team news, but right here as we sit, what's your gut telling you the score is going to be tomorrow, Rich?
2-1 Town. And I wouldn't be surprised if we went behind. Oxford are a good side. Carl Robinson's a good manager. You know, it's not going to be easy tomorrow, but we've got the crowd behind us. It has to. I do agree with Matt. These are the games we do need to start winning, putting wins back to back together. But I just look at it. We've got them. We've got Sunderland. We've got Rotherham. They'll be. It's not just us worrying about playing these teams. They'll be worrying about playing us. We can do some damage to teams.
Really?
They would have been if we hadn't had Oldham.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Wigan drew with Solihull Mills. Sunderland lost to Mansfield. That's just how it goes in the FA Cup.
Did both of those teams play their starting 11 from the league?
Wigan was very near to their first 11, Martin.
Very near is not a full 11, is it?
Yeah. I'm not sure those sides are worried about playing us. They might
Colchester beat the great Leeds United side in the 70s. So you telling me that Leeds were worried?
Well, be fair. I mean,
in the FA Cup. This is what you get.
Oh, come on. If they beat the side from the 70s in 2021, there's some years difference there, even on Luke Chambers.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to go to Oldham. That's another ground I can tick off Tuesday night. So, up yours, both of you.
As long as you're it is up ours. It's up yours.
You'll lose your run, won't you, Martin, of watching every game? This will be the first game that you've missed since
the pandemic. Since Coventry,
I
know.
You can listen to it.
How he's playing on my emotions. Yeah. He knows.
It's to go.
Matt Stannard, if you're in the chat, are you coming or not? Let me know.
See, I've already floated the idea to the one that must be obeyed, and it didn't get a great reception.
Is that a no? Is that a big no?
I'll have to give it some movie, G&T, nice meal tomorrow night, and some questioning. And we'll see if we can get the disagreement. It will still be a no. Yeah, it'll just be a G&T fueled no. Anyway, Matt, score prediction.
I've seen nothing in the last two games that suggests we're going to win. So obviously, I hope we do. I'm going to go with a 1-1.
You're so negative. He's so negative, isn't he, Martin?
I've seen nothing in the last two games that suggests we're going to beat Oxford. We couldn't beat two League Two teams. That's a fact, isn't it? It's a fact.
Stephen gave his flowers and she said yes.
I'll see him. He's at Oldham. He's at Oldham on Tuesday.
Maybe the flowers matter. Like, what sort of flowers were they, Steve? Like that maybe that's that's the swinger. I don't know. 1-1. Is that good enough?
No. It depends, doesn't it, on the performance?
Not really.
No, in the game of catch up, that even Cookie himself
Not
has
good
said we're
enough.
playing, is that good enough? Or particularly with the games coming up that you've got, have you got to turn Portman Road into a fortress and turn the games that of our best games have been Newport and Colchester into our best games have been Oxford and Sunderland or whatever?
It was a fortress against Morecambe. We've got 94th minute equaliser.
Winner. Oh, Morecambe. Yeah.
Morecambe. Yeah.
Best game of the season.
Yeah, the team that he said that me and you could play at the back as a back two against.
Yeah.
And since then, he's been preaching respect. It's like, a bit
Listen,
in that one,
if we go out tomorrow and get a nice 3-0 and it's comfortable, but I mean, look, it's an inconsistent team. This is why Paul Cook's been saying it the whole time. So I've not seen it in the last two performances. Makes me think we're going to win tomorrow.
Okay.
You must be looking forward to going there tomorrow. We're all excited to go, aren't we?
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing Colin. We've not seen him for ages.
Colin, 12 o'clock. He had his fitness test at midday today. I think he's running around the garden, a few stretches. He was in 85%. You'll play.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the big crowd.
I'm just trying to be realistic here. I feel like a lot of Ipswich fans, they just get carried away with it. Oh, Oxford, we'll beat them 3-0. The last two results against League Two teams tells you it ain't going to be a straightforward game.
All right.
We've not had any straightforward games at Portman Road other than Doncaster.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's game. I like it when there's a lot of atmosphere and big crowds, but as the host of Talking Town, I also don't like it when there's big crowds because my little internet box can't handle all those people trying to get the same internet signal. So tomorrow will be interesting. But it is what it is. Pack out Portman Road. Don't forget Cruncher's wonderful, fantastic offer or gesture, however you want to describe it. But until tomorrow,
I think there's another 5 in. Hang on.
Look at
1,
this.
2, 3, 4, 5. Another 6.
Another 6.
So I'm up to
29.
32 people now.
32. Wow. Well done. Very good.
1,280.
Oh, there he goes. Look.
Look at you, A-star student. Very good.
Bang.
I've been very good on countdown when they do the numbers round. Press the button. You're straight there.
Can't stand countdowns. The words that get
Who
me.
hosts that now? Who hosts Countdown now?
Old, what's her name? Old Anne Robinson.
Did she do it?
I thought she did.
I thought it was the bloke off Apprentice.
It was. The one with the glasses.
He retired. Yeah, but he retired.
Did he? Richard Whiteley was still the best.
To be fair, I am busy. Like, I've got a life, to be fair. Not that if anyone watches Countdown, that doesn't mean you haven't got one. Just saying I've got one that means I can't watch TV. Anyway, we're done. That's the Cruncher. That's the Media Mogul. We're back tomorrow.
Botox face.
There you go. Matt Stanhope said Anne Robinson. It must be Anne Robinson. There you go. There you go. Right, we are back tomorrow, 1:55. See you at the Sir Ramsey statue. You can be there with us and not be on the show. They don't have to be exclusive. You don't have to be there and be on the show. Many people do come and watch us. Come and meet the Media Mogul if you can see him. He is borrow a size. Meet the Cruncher. He's not as nasty in real life as he appears on the camera.
Come on.
Yes, he is. He's a cuddly little teddy bear. Teddy bear. I haven't been drinking. This is Talking Town. Don't forget, away day beers, $14.99. ITFC Legends Pack. Grab those.
It's got his Christmas pack out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still working on what I'm going to say for that one. I know what I'm going to say with this one. So we're now
Ain't
done
got a script for that.
time.
Basically, Saka is his new beer.
Yeah, Ben Moore. Get the sensor machine out for Ben Moore tomorrow. He was livid on Saturday.
Christmas Saka, which is what I think Mike the Fisherman wanted to give Paul Cook, a Christmas Saka, but that might not be the case if he can manage to, turn it around into December. Who knows? But we're done. I'll leave you in the kind and capable hands of our friend, Mr. Ben Adams, who you will also see there tomorrow. Welcome to Private Space Therapy, the business of our very own milk tray man, Ben Adams, who's a certified therapist and counsellor registered with the BACP. Ben's offering appointments face-to-face in Colchester on the beautiful university grounds or by video, telephone, or even home visit. So if you do feel like you need someone professional to listen, to understand, and to discuss what's going on with you, give Private Space Therapy a call. Private Space Therapy. Non-judgmental, unconditional support with you at the centre always. Call 01206 259